My name is Ursula Halligan. I'm here in Rome to take part in the Catholic Women Speak conference. My faith is really important to me. I feel it really deeply, and I have difficulty with the institutional church. I believe it is causing terrible harm and pain and hurt to so many people, to women, to children, to LGBTI people, and to men. And I cannot stay in the church and remain quiet about that. So I have a choice. Do I stay here? But if I am going to stay here, I'm not going to remain quiet. I cannot understand the silence. And Catherine of Siena puts it brilliantly for me. As soon as I saw that quote where she says, "Cry out in 1,000 tongues, the world is rotten because of silence," I thought she's right. Well, why aren't lay Catholics speaking up and speaking out and crying out? And I believe that it is our silence in the past that has contributed to the terrible hurt and the pain and the abuse down the centuries. So I look at the Catholic Church, I look at the institutional church, and I see that there has been a culture of subservience, servile thinking, not questioning. And I think that has to stop. God has given us brains. We are blessed with brains. We're supposed to use them. But we're also supposed to pray. And I do believe in prayer. Prayer is really important to me. My faith is important to me. I'm a cradle Catholic. All my life I just breezed along until at a certain point in my life I really had to question myself. I had to think, what is life about? And that was because I realized, or I came to the realization that I was gay pretty late in life, because I had repressed it for so long. And when Ireland held a referendum on same-sex marriage in 2015, it almost sort of put a gun to my head, and I thought, how can I remain silent? And at the time, I was political editor of a TV station in Ireland, and I was covering the referendum and talking to my colleagues and everything, and I thought, how can I remain silent? But in the years before that, in any case, I was praying about it, and I without knowing it, I had fallen into contemplation, and I realized that the right thing to do was to try and help other LGBTI people. Now, my choice was I could go through life quiet and silent, but I decided that I wasn't going to do that here was an opportunity to help people. I truly believe that what the institutional church is doing to LGBTI people is so wrong. It is hurting people, and I've met people and met parents who've told me about their children who've committed suicide, and I've met other LGBT people who've just walked away from the church. I mean, these are God's children. These are part of God's creation. And then I look at the church, and they're supposed to be preaching the gospel. But this isn't the gospel. So I was thinking, if I got a choice to talk to bishops, I would say, why are you hurting? Or do you realize the hurt and the pain that you are causing the people of God? Do you realize the pain and the hurt you are causing women, children, LGBTI people, and indeed men? The gospel isn't about hurting people. It's about serving people. It's about bringing life in its fullness to people. That's all the church is supposed to be about. So my dream, and the reason why I'm here at the Catholic Women Speak conference, is to be part of a group where we can envisage a new type of church, a church that includes everyone, a church that brings life to people, that doesn't hurt people. So that's why I'm here. I stay in the church because my faith is important to me, but I realize that on my own, really I am nothing. That people of faith need structures to sustain us. And at the moment, the institutional church isn't doing that. So I believe it's up to lay Catholics now to insist on reform and not to be complicit in the harm that the institutional church is doing. So what sustains me is coming to conference like this, Catholic Women Speak in Rome, talking to like-minded people and trying to chart a way forward to support one another and to try and be part of a positive change that will bring life and goodness. Because it doesn't have to be like this. We can be the change, we can be part of the change. I truly believe that, and I am very hopeful. I don't buy into the negativity. I know it can happen, and I think that people don't realize how powerful they are. And I realize that I must play my part, and that whatever I can do, I must play a role in doing that.